Welcome back to PipeCast on another Codger blend. This episode, we're going to be reviewing Borkum Riff. Take a look at that blend.
Here we have Borkum Riff. Borkum Riff is blended by Scandinavian Tobacco Group. It is a aromatic blend type. The contents are black Cavendish and Virginia, and the flavoring is vanilla. So you can really tell, where's the Virginia, where's the black Cavendish. It seems to be on the camera. It looks closer to even, but in person it seems to be dominated by the black Cavendish, the darker leaf. But I mean, you can really tell the Virginia. There's these bright parts poking out, and then those darker areas being the black Cavendish. So let's get over there and see how it smokes.
So that was Borkum Riff. And I think I can be pretty quick because I think my partner is going to have a little bit more to say. Borkum Riff, as mentioned, in previous Codger Blend episodes, this is more in keeping with what I consider to be American blended aromatics. Light, really, a lot of the appeal comes from what I call artificial bag smell. So the aroma of the bag usually is super deceitful. It plays something up, but it doesn't actually impart anything that is nice to the tobacco. If you smoke a cherry blend American aromatic, specifically, it'll have a healthy proportion of Cavendish with a light proportion of Burley or Virginia, and it'll be syrupy, goopy. The smell is really nice. If you open up the bag, anyone would say that's a pleasant smell, and it burns pleasantly enough that everyone in the room is accommodated. However, in its accommodations, you don't have, if any, tobacco flavoring. The aromatic flavoring that you smell on the rip, which in Borkum Riff's case is vanilla, touch of chocolate, is gone almost immediately. It sublimates completely out, but then you're not left with anything worthwhile. So the tobacco itself doesn't seem to be strong enough to actually carry the blend into or at least it's just not a good tobacco medley. This to me is probably on the lower end of a codger blend you can get. I think that when you compare it to, say, Sorali, you're going to have a more mainstay hold of tobacco flavorings even after some of the topping has burned off. There's a pleasantness to Sir Walter Raleigh in that the tobacco is of a higher grade, a higher quality. It's a fuller smoke. It's a more pleasant smoke. Same can be said for Velvet. For whatever reason, the smoke plumes and it's less taste oriented, but it still has a pleasant smoke to it. I can say that pretty much for every codger that we've done. Borkum Riff it has such a hard time being not aromatic and then not tobacco, and it kind of leaves the smoker wanting. I'm smoking in a calabash, but this is not Borkum Riff. I've smoked enough Borkum Riff to just kind of give you guys an idea of how I feel about it. It's not something I would recommend exploring, and that's kind of my hot take on it. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, everything that you said times 10. I mean, uh, the this, yeah, I think this is garbage. I apologize if people out there have a warm place in their heart for Borkum Riff. If they have pleasant memories with their family, grandfather, whoever smoking this, because this is a garbage blend. It's Borkum crap. I mean, look, it suffers because, like you said, it has probably the best bag note of any codger that we've smoked. It is just, I mean, it's just that is wonderful, and that's why I like Sir Walter so much, is because Sir Walter delivers on the promise of what you're smelling. Yeah, there's a little bit of fade, like most aromatics, but this tastes nothing like the first puff. Don't even taste like what it smells like. It is. I think the problem is. So Borkum Riff is just Cavendish and Virginia. There's no Burley here, and I think that's to its detriment. All the other, pretty sure all the other codgers we've done have had Burley in it to a certain point, and I just think you need Burley to give you more mouthfeel, more plume, and just to be able to kind of, I don't know, move that topping flavor around a little bit.
Hmm.
I just, yeah, I mean, this was such a like demoralizing smoke, because I smoked this the first time I smoked. I smoked it a handful of times. I'm not smoking it now, but I smoked Prince Albert one day, and then I had been smoking Prince Albert, and like I said, I thought Prince Albert was pretty pleasant. And then like the next day, I said, well, I'll try Borkum Riff, and I opened it up, smelled it. I'm like, oh man, that's delicious. That's everything that it's that Sir Walter Raleigh smell. It's that We Three Kings. It's that Patience of Dr. Silence. It's that to a certain extent, it's that Solani H. Burley. Um, it's everything. But then I put it in my pipe, and I was just like, this is a waste of time. So yeah, I would not recommend this blend. Um, like this is awful. I mean, this is worse than like Redburn and John Marr. Like, it's awful. It's worse than Balkan Sobrani. It's I don't know if you like this blend. Please let me know, because we need to have a conversation about you know did you get something different? Did me and Zach get a shoddy blend of it? This came from, what's the one in Connecticut? Fort Noggin?
Yeah. Or no, you're talking about pipes and cigars.
Where's Fort Noggins at?
Maybe you got it. I don't know. I think pipes and cigars is the one out in Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Is that what you said?
I said Connecticut.
Oh, well, the Four Noggins is Connecticut, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I got it from Fort Noggins. After you said it doesn't matter where they're from. I'm pretty sure it's Fort Noggins. That's where I got it from. And yeah, this is not good. I don't know what else more to say about it. I mean, it's just, there's nothing here. There's no flavor. There's no mouthfeel. There's no plume. Um, there's no retro flavor. There's just nothing. It's just awful.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's
Yeah, don't
it's
smoke it. There you go.
it's definitely fallen to the bottom of the codger list so
And
far.
Codgers already have such a bad rap. I mean, you really don't want one that's just knocking it out of the park of being the worst.
No, no.
The only thing you could probably get worse than this is just those generic brick and mortar places that really don't put any thought into it. They just mix and go.
Yeah.
It's almost like why not just sell tins? At this point, just sell tins. I don't want any of your weird American cherry or with caramel or whatever it is that they sell.
Yeah, if you're putting in effort, keep doing it. Boswell, Strauss, Peretti. If you're putting in effort, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're,
In Byron.
yeah, Ken Byron, so especially Ken Byron, keep doing what you're doing. But mom and pop places, just sell the tins. Sell the tins.
Yep.
Get some Bolt from Cornell and Dill. That's better than some of this stuff. Um, But yeah, so this one will be short and sweet, just because. Excuse me. I don't want to. I don't want to continue to be too negative. I don't like being negative about pipe tobacco. I think that's cancerous, and I don't want to. I don't want to spoil them.
I mean, to be fair, it's an opinion. If you love it, smoke it. That's our philosophy. But this is a hard one to back. This is kind of like, in a horse race, you don't bet on the camel, you
No,
know.
no,
So maybe don't. I mean, in our opinion, amateurish as it is, Borkum Riff really just doesn't hold a lot of water.
no, not at all. So yeah, so not a recommendation. Definitely not a rotational. So, so
This
but
is I think Borkum Riff is a good experiment if you're going into a hodgepodge comparison thing. It's fun, but
yeah,
it's definitely a corncob pipe tobacco, and it's definitely not something you're going to get much out of. There's no mileage here.
no, no, no. Yeah, I think my list of the top ones are definitely solidifying with each passing week. Um, and this is just not it. This one's not going to be there. Um, I think going into this, Carter Hall and Captain Black, and I guess that was it. Carter Hall and Captain Black. Those were the ones that kind of have fallen down to the bottom, but this one's way down there, way down there.
Hmm.
So,
We'll put a
yeah,
hole in the floor.
yeah, this one, yeah, this, um, and this is Borkum Riff original. Just make sure everybody's aware it's the original one. Um, so yeah, so that's Borkum Riff. Um, that's our opinion.
There you
So
go.
come back next week.
Yep. We'll see y'all then.